Morning everyone, welcome to plot 1, thanks for joining me. Right, I'm going to start clearing the back end of the plot in front of the willow area. I'm going to transfer the compost bay up to that end and I've got to start clearing all the rubbish. The first thing I've got to do is clear that rubbish there. Right, that's that pile of rubbish tidied up, distributed various places. So there's going to be a pathway here. I'm going to clear that bank and I've got to temporarily move this pile of rubble building a wall there with the best bits, and then the big pile of rubble that was down here, I've sifted out the good stuff for the wall on the left and I've moved it up the bank to form a rubble hibernaculum, and that's where I'm going to bring the pathway through here. I think this shot gives you a better idea. The pathway will come up along the side here through that little stump up the back. So I'm starting to dig along the north side of the back end of the plot here, removing brambles, and already started to dig up the usual suspects. Well, halfway up this slope, turns out there's a load of rubbish in there, and that line of wood over there went all the way down to there, and obviously they've made some kind of rockery retaining wall there, whoever, years ago. However, I've got to get some of it up, at least halfway up there, because I want to put my compost bins in a pathway here. So everywhere I dig at the moment on this bank is full of these big lumps of concrete, massive stones and whatnot. Now I haven't got too much further to go, about another metre up here before I'm going to stop where that line is there and see if that's enough for me to do the pathway around here to the compost bins. Okay, so I think I've come to the line as far as I can go up the slope, because as you can see, that's the previous retaining wall. There's some kind of rockery they made under there, and as you can see here, the wood continued all the way down, but it's rotted away, but that's pretty solid. But this is the roots of this ash tree here, so they come down the slope there. I don't want to cut off any more than about there, I think. So the pathway will come up alongside my dry stone wall here, all the way along here underneath this ash tree, and I'll have to kind of divert the pathway around there, you see, and the compost bays will be there somewhere. So that's what's, I'm going to work with this area here, take out that blob of carpet. There's a little blob there as well, leave that as a rockery and let the sort of wild cyclamen come down the bank in the summer. So far I've dug from down the bottom there up here, that's about 3 meters wide, and that's about 4 meters long up to that point there, to the bottom of the plot there. 4 meters, which is enough to fit my compost bay in. That area there is my willow. I'm having a rethink at the moment. I'm not sure if I want the willow there. I think I want the compost bay there, 4 meters long. So today's the day I'm going to do a test digging up of this willow that I planted a few weeks ago. So let's see what this, if this pulls up. Well, there's no sign of growth on that willow cutting. So let's put that down there. Like that. And I'm going to take all the others up and do the same. My 11 willow cuttings have been in the ground for about 3 or 4 weeks. I've transplanted them back into a pot. Not sure whether they're alive or dead, only time will tell. So now we can get on with levelling the back of the plot. Time to get the old iron bar out, I think. Not sure if you can see that very well, but I'll zoom in a bit in a minute. But that's basically leveled off, well, what I think is level anyway, at the end there. And that's where the compost bay is going to sit. So that was quite a challenge to carve out quite a bit of that mound coming down the slope. So there's the Lawson cypress trees at the top of the bank. Coming down the bank now. I've now carved a shelf into the lower part of the bank. Here's my temporary compost bay. 3 bins. I've got to move it from here to here. There we go. Each compost bin half full. That's the green compost I've turned twice. And these 2 are the kind of bramble based compost, hard bits, chopped up as fine as I can do. And even if I don't use those on the soil, I'm going to use them in like wildlife compost piles around the plot. Lots of people have asked me if I was going to burn the bramble tops and so on, and I've said no every time. There's no need to have bonfires. You can make use of all material that you recover from your allotment plot when you first get started. No need to have fires. I've not burnt anything. Next thing is to put a roof on and start collecting rainwater.